Hey, I think we're live. Big fancy introduction. You like that?
I do.
I think that might be constructive criticism music from here on out. So
I like that.
Oh, thanks. Brennon Edwards, everybody, from the Droner channel and Hollywood fame. Welcome. So what we're gonna
Thank you, Ken.
What we're gonna do today?
No, it's nice to introduce you too.
Oh,
Ken
yeah.
Heron, the silliest drone man on YouTube with the unnecessary arm sleeve tattoos that everybody loves.
Unnecessary?
Oh yeah, you just don't see it coming. Like I don't see it. When I first met you, I didn't see that coming. I was just like, he's so goofy and funny, and you're like, no, I'm serious, bro.
Serious. Okay. Well, I you know what? I sometimes forget that these are tattooed up, and somebody will come up and go, "Hey, man, I love your artwork." My artwork, right? Oh, yes. I forget.
Yes, I am fully armed.
That's right. I'm a tattooed malcontent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea of this is, hopefully, if we get some people watching, is to do some constructive criticism of videos. We can help you in the YouTube realm. Brennon here is a very accomplished producer, filmmaker. And I've set up a website or an email.
I do so.
Send your requests, your links, because you can't send links in the chat, apparently, unless you're a moderator. So, hey, everybody, I see some people trickling in. Send your videos to this address here. And let's just kick it off. Now, I encourage, but I don't require super chats. Super chats will get your video right up to the front of the line. If you want to send your link here and then super chat over in the chat. I think that's how it works. I see some people coming in here. Do you want to start with one? Let's start with one.
Let's do it. What you got?
Well, I have from Bill Monroe. Bill Monroe's Old Home Place. And he writes...
Hello, YouTube.
Hey, Bill, hang on a second. He says, "Hey, Ken, I would really appreciate some constructive criticism on this video," and he sends a link. There was a lot more information I wanted to include, but wanted to keep it short as well. The music is royalty-free, and the drone footage is copyrighted. I wasn't going to get paid, so I didn't ask me to do it. I just did it because I enjoy the hobby. Okay. And that's another thing about super chats for this, because I'm not monetizing this stream, because who knows what kind of wacky music people are going to use in their videos. So I don't want to get a copyright strike. Anyway, all right, here we go. Here's Bill's.
Hey, I am filming at Bill Monroe's Old Home Place on top of Jerusalem Ridge. Sorry, I can't pronounce that word right. If you look at the sign, maybe you can read it.
Jerusalem.
Bill Monroe was born here in Rosine. He is.
Let me just pause it really quick to say, if you screw up, do it again. Right?
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. It's like, well, there's also a charm to the authentic nature of him. Just,
I mean, unless it's part of the shtick that you're going for.
Yeah,
right.
I agree. Yeah,
the father of bluegrass music. If you don't know who Bill Monroe is, he was raised on top of this hill here. So we're gonna go up.
And that little glitch, I went back and I watched it again. That is actually in the video, and
that's a cut. Okay,
yeah, that was a cut. So again. I don't know what you're editing on, but editing is so important because people will be thinking, they won't be thinking about the next few sentences that you say, because they'll be thinking, do I have an internet problem? What happened there?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think, I would say that the power of voiceover, like I said, you see yourself for a few seconds in the beginning so people know who's talking, and after that, you cover yourself in B-roll, in a sense, and B-roll being the extra footage of whatever it is you're talking about. And so you can still hear your voice, but what you're seeing is beautiful things. So you get stimulated twice. Like, I'm learning while looking at things I want to see, because most people don't necessarily want to see you talking, at least in my experiences, if you can avoid it.
Absolutely. I mean, clearly, Bill is gorgeous. I mean, there's no disputing that. But unless you yourself are the story, you do an establishing shot to establish who the narrator is, and then and then move it on. So. And this video, by the way, is 8.5 minutes long, and we're not going to watch 8.5 minutes of
as soon as you started it, I was like, oh goodness, 8 minutes.
Yeah, but we'll see how it progresses here.
Maybe do an interview on somebody that knows a little bit more about it than I do. For all you tourists that come here to see Bill Monroe, this is where you'd come to. You'd go to the museum and his grave site here in Rosine. So for all you bluegrass music friends, here's something for you guys. Have a good one. Catch you later. Bye.
I want to have a good one.
I just not to tear this video apart, but he did submit it for criticism. You don't
He
want to
did.
say goodbye in the beginning of your video.
No, I agree. That's like, well, bye guys. Like, wait,
bye.
we're just,
Okay, well
we just got here.
7 minutes left, but generally people will do that aren't used to filming in a narrative way. Like they'll film a part,
Right.
and in their minds they're like, well, that's the end of this part. Okay, bye. You know what I mean? Like just cut that out.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't need to be a bye. Just let it ride. This is the beginning.
Right, and along those lines, a lot of YouTubers, inexperienced YouTubers, will have an intro to their video, and they'll say stuff like "coming right up," like there's going to be a commercial or something, and then they'll play
Right.
their 3-minute long intro.
Hey, first of all, I do that a little bit. I'm saying let's get into it, and then it's like a 3-second little
Oh,
buzz thing.
Well, that's. I mean, you don't spend an inordinate amount of time doing that.
No, not at all.
but,
It's altogether 4 seconds.
The Mojo, the Mo JEC. Oh, hey, the Mo JEC. How you doing with a 10-pounder? Hey, thanks for that. Links already sent from Norman Bland, and I think I saw you in the email. So we'll get to you here in a minute. Drone HTV with a 2-pounder. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. All right, now let's get back to Bill here.
Time to learn a little bit about.
It says Brennan volume is too loud.
Monroe.
What's that?
Hope you guys.
It's, people are saying that my volume is much louder than yours.
Oh, is it? Okay, it's entirely.
Yeah.
Okay, there. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, I'm glad you said that because I'm freaking Wirecast. Okay, let me check this shot, and then over here, everything. Just talk there, Brennan. Look at
Oh,
you.
let me talk. I was
Yeah.
just smiling. Okay,
just
fine. I'm talking.
smiling. All right. Let me
You
go
know, I
over
was
here.
just like, oh my gosh, a pretty man.
There we go. Yeah, so pretty. And then we go over here, and everything should be good right now, right? Good? Yes? Everybody? All right.
Everybody good?
Now back to the Bill show.
All right, I think we're good.
Nice fun journey, and we'll see you when you get back.
Oh.
Oh, we're in a car. Okay.
Okay, yeah, we're in a car. All right.
All right. So I do know by going down here that he's going to show us a very long
Lot of driving.
driving on the way to the thing with a little music over thing, but it's just goes and goes
It's
and goes.
way too long. Way too long.
Way too long.
Those look like drone shots right there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This story doesn't need to be this long. And then we're driving again over here. Sorry,
Yeah.
Bill, not to tear you apart, just trying to help you out.
Yeah, Bill, it's like normally you want to do the transitional pieces for like less than five seconds or less, in the sense of like, let's see you driving, let's see you, the established shots of the drone. And then normally some kind of like with that drone shot, the only thing I'm wondering, like, what am I looking at? Is woods in a house.
Right. Drone video is non-essential. I hate to say that, but it really is. It's just spice. It's just sprinkles on the ice cream.
It adds production value is what it normally does.
Right. It shouldn't be the production.
Right.
I mean, unless you have a drone channel.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
Of course, unless there's like, you're here for
Right.
But normally, if you're making a narrative video or a piece, then the drone stuff is normally on the front end, back end, and maybe transitional spaces, and that's it.
Yes. So now we're almost 5 minutes in, and we're getting to, I think, another piece of information here.
Ruth Leaner. I do Executive Director for the Ohio County Tourism here in Ohio County, the home of bluegrass. And of course, you can't talk about the home of bluegrass without visiting Bill Monroe's home place here up high on top of Jerusalem Ridge.
There we go. That's good.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, this is great.
To the home place.
We've got her narration over the.
It's beautiful up here. You can just see the quietness and the wonder that the Monroes experienced here at their home.
I would say again, invest in a secondary microphone. They're using the camera's audio,
Wait,
which is.
Can we pause for a second? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I think one thing that people don't realize, especially when they're making videos, is that the audio is actually more important than the video. People will much rather cringe through listening to something that they can see, like watching something that they can hear well than listening to something they can't hear well and watching something that looks great.
Yes.
Is that like most of the story of what you're doing normally is in the audio, especially in what you're doing now is like you're letting people's voices lead the story and the pictures are just supplementing what you're hearing.
Absolutely,
So, like,
absolutely. You can make even a poor video so much better by having fantastic audio. And I say this while my stupid air conditioner is chugging away in the background, and I will turn it off so that now we have pristine audio.
Yeah, you hear how much better Ken sounds than I do right now. That's important. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's there with the professional mic, and he sounds great. And that's really, really, really important. So I just say, Ken's advice right there was a really big deal. Worth stopping the video to say, audio is a worthwhile investment all day.
Yes, you can. Some bad video can be forgiven somewhat with really great sounding audio, which is something that your viewers might notice but not realize. They're like, I hate that video. They might not be able to even give a reason. Maybe it has just terrible audio. Southern Rail Fanny with a $2 super chat. Thank you.
Hey.
Ken, they say. And Mappers too with the $2 super chat. Much appreciated. Check this out, Ken and Brennon. So let me go back. Now we're not done with Bill here, but I do see. Okay. Now you can't put a link in the chat unless you're a moderator, and I apologize for that. I tried to fix that. So I've set up this. If you just joined us, I set up this email. constructivecriticism@gmail.com. If you can't read it, that's what it is. So send your video links there. Now, Brennan only has a limited amount of time to be with us today, so we're going to try to chug through a few of these. Okay. Any that are left over, I'll get to next week.
You shouted out.
If we do it again.
All these other people too, right? After Southern Rail, like we have Mappers 2 with the $2.
Yeah.
Thomas Bachmach. I don't know if I said that right. Bobach. I'm so sorry.
Bobach Jr. with a $20. Give me a bowl of sprinkles.
Bowl of sprinkles.
Yes. And Gary Hopped with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, you guys. Already, this has been worth doing.
Yeah, right. Oh, and there we go. Carolyn Tyler and Ivana out here too.
With a 2-pounder, another round of constructive criticism, yay, from Caroline. And Geek Svana with a 5-pounder from the UK. You already looked at my channel last time, just paying my late fee. Well, thank you,
That's
Sean.
nice.
I appreciate that. All right, now let's get back over here and see what's going on with.
Every second Sunday, we do a Picket on the Porch here at the home place. We have music on the porch. You can come bring your own instrument and play here at on the porch. So it's a great
All right.
place.
So that was a good get someone that's knowledgeable about the location you're shooting and not just go out there and read signs.
So can you go scroll back a little bit? I think there's some drone footage of the house that we were in. Yo, use that B-roll footage right there while she's talking about the porch and all the other stuff that you're doing on the porch. Because you're like, oh, let's do this, and it's like I don't even know what the porch looks like outside of she's standing on it. I think the porch.
That's true. She was referring to the porch a lot, so show the porch, while she's talking about it.
Let me see this shot. All right, so one of the most important things about drone shots is framing and the smoothness of making the camera disappear while you fly. And when I say making the camera disappear, the people who are watching it are having the illusion. A lot of the times when you're watching a TV show or a narrative piece is that the perspective you're given from the camera is your perspective of how you're watching something. And unnatural movements of the eye are what take away that illusion. And so when you look at that drone shot and you see when it comes up, it tilts. Those hard tilts take away that illusion. If you do a smooth transition of coming down and back up and away, then it still gives you the illusion that your eye is looking, because that's how your eye works.
That's right. That's like how chickens don't have, what is it called, a ventricular muscles in their eyes. They can't. You'll never see a chicken move their eyes like that. Chickens, in order to see, they have to move their heads at what they're looking at. So that's what your drone is doing. Because, little fun fact, that's what drones are doing, because they can't look around like your eyeball does. And what your brain does if you're in a car that's bouncy and everything, and you're just looking around, your brain, there's no gimbal in your eye, but your brain is the gimbal that smooths it out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's the way to put it.
Anyway, so we're back in the holler here. I'm just going to go ahead and over here and see what the end is like. So the end, I think there's no wrap up at the end. It's just the porch again. So I would say maybe have a bookend at the end. Shorten this 8.5 minute long video by about 7 minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, people get caught up in their own productions. Amateurs, would you say? That's a special train effect that I have going on to give the illusion that I live in a small town next to a train track. I don't really.
Yeah.
I'm a neighbor. I'm in Hollywood right now. I'm 2 houses down from Brennon. But to give the illusion of small town life, I will play a train sound effect once in a while.
Production value, sir.
Right.
Production value.
But
no, but you're right though. People do get caught up in their own production and getting saying, "Hey, I shot 30 minutes worth of content. Like, I don't want to not use 30 minutes worth of content, or maybe because I shot 30 minutes, a reasonable amount of time for this video to be is 7-8 minutes." But that is not the truth. The truth is that the amount of time a video should be is the amount of time that holds your attention. And on this one, like, the reason why Ken and I both said at the same time, like, this should be shortened by 7 minutes, which makes this about a 1.5 minute long video, is because you generally have about 1.5 minutes of content that's probably really good, in the sense of you talking, her talking, drone footage of the house, a little bit of footage of driving, like only a little bit. And yeah, that's just the amount of content you have. It's like, we're here to look at the Bluegrass Museum or this guy's house who's a bluegrass artist. And pretty much that's it. Like, this is where a guy lived. This is the porch that we play on occasionally.
right.
Here's how he lived. Thank you so much for coming. That's most of the video.
Think about any situational comedy, any sitcom that you've ever seen, like Friends. They will show 3 seconds of the coffee shop or their apartment building to establish where they are. And that's all that's needed.
Yeah.
To do that.
That's it.
Establishing shots in B-roll, very important. And it's subtle. It's so subtle.
Yeah. And then like Ken said, the bookend is important too on the back end. Just say, hey, thank you guys for checking this out. It was really fun to have you guys here. If you want to see more, I got more blah, blah, blah over here, over there, because everything is everywhere. Have a good,
right.
whatever.
And it gives the impression that your host has been there watching the video along with you.
Yes.
Rather than like, here it is. Good luck. Bye-bye.
Right. That's really funny though. It's like, all right, well, figure it out, guys. It'll be an experience.
You watch as long as you want. I'm gonna go have lunch.
Right.
So, all right, I've got one here from Wes. Not a lot of explanation, but let me go ahead and copy and paste it, and then play it over here. Let's see what we got. Cornish snow at 250 feet. It's under 2 minutes. This is from Cornish Bees. So, let's see.
Snowy drone kind of day. That's New Hampshire, right?
Cornish, New Hampshire, yes.
I don't think I've ever been to New Hampshire.
That's just like Old Hampshire, only newer.
Ah, all right. Well, thank you. I had never considered that. Thank you, Ken.
You bet. It's beautiful.
All right, so it is beautiful. I think this shot has been held too long.
Yes, but did you see what went on there? I don't know if you saw. I'm going to back it up. I think there were, and I'm not one to preach this very much myself, but they're clearly using the auto settings.
Yeah, the auto.
And you can see it change here. You see how it brightens up there?
Brighten. Yep. I'd never ever use auto settings on your drone. Like, you should always, if you want to be a drone pilot that does camera work, you need to learn how a camera works. Is my number one, like, one of the biggest things I like to preach is, like, understand you don't have to be an expert of how camera works. You just need to know the basics. And if you put it on, like, you manually can expose it to maintain that kind of thing. We don't see it brighten itself or darken itself just like that, because that changes the whole shot. And it just makes it so your shots aren't as dynamic, because I think it just did it again. It's just changing the light for you. And it just doesn't work in the middle of a shot.
Right. And if you notice, they just used the same 30-second long bit of music and played it again. Which for me is a speed bump. If your video is 2 minutes long, you should have a 2 minute long piece of music. If it's just going to be drone footage and music, if that's all you're going to do, then have the music be the same length You can see it darkening up here again.
Yeah, I would say have it be the same length, as well as make sure that you do multiple cuts. So like this is just one long drone shot, which this is something you never see in drone reels and movies. Only time you'll find shots like this is on YouTube, to be fully honest. And I'd say that this makes the video exponentially harder to watch, because you're watching the adjustments, you're just spinning in a circle. Whereas right now you have a beautiful landscape and you can do a lot of different types of drone shots on that landscape. You can do rising shots. You can be down on the street where you are and rise up above the trees and then tilt down to see the entire, tilt down and come back. And then you have some flyover shots, and then you have some, straight down point of view shots. Then you have some riding down the street and rising above the road shots. You can do a variety of shots in the same location and cut all those together and have a similarly length video to this that is exponentially more interesting. You'll never, like, seeing the adjustments and moving it around and just spinning in a circle with a drone is, for me, really boring. Just keeping it all the way real. You want to do construction. This is a criticism for me. Is like that's boring. It's just like you're spinning in a circle. Like it was beautiful. Like me and Ken were both like in the very beginning of this video, like, yo, that's beautiful. Like seeing all these mountains and seeing all these trees and the snow. It's amazing. But we were over it quick because it's just like, all right, cool, I get it now. And it's still at the same height, spinning in the same circle. Now it all kind of looks the same. Yeah,
YouTube is really the only place where you expect to see videos like that are non-narrative type videos.
Right.
And that's fine. I mean, if you are just posting something to show your mom or your family or your friend that it was a snowy day and here's what it looks like from above, then that fired on all cylinders right there. But if you're if it's your intention, and now that's the thing, we don't know what these people's intention was.
That does change things.
Unless when you send your link to this email address, let us know what your intentions were for that video. Then we can give you a better advice. So this next one is from Gary Hopt. Says, I can't remember if I sent you this. Sorry for the resend, but could use some constructive criticism. Did not have any filters on. I think I should have. So let's check this out. So this is Mount Lemon in Tucson, Arizona, from Gary Hopt.
Hey, Drone Anonymous is out here.
Oh?
And Jennifer Lee. Please Kenstruct my fiance's video.
Okay.
Definitely needs the ND filters.
Yeah. And on my end, now this is a 1080 stream, but on my end,
shutter, you having the shutter effect?
A little bit, but I can tell you this looks like the 720 feed to a device rather than to the card.
Oh, so they copied it right to their phone. I got you.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that, and I'm not saying that's what you did, Gary. I'm just saying, let me just check the resolution here.
That's what.
Yeah, 720 is the maximum. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing 720. In this day and age, there's really no excuse to post 720 video.
But this is how you cut drone footage, though. Like, well, this is exactly what I was talking about from the last the last videos, that you just cut between the best moments of the best shots. But yeah, you definitely need ND, like you're blowing out the whole right side of the screen right there, looking at the sun.
Yeah, no, as far as the editing goes, it's much better. This video is under 2 minutes, which is good. And you never know what people are editing with. A phone, maybe they don't have a super powerful computer and they had to do it in 720. But it's still beautiful. Okay. So it was filmed with the Mavic Pro Platinum.
I'm curious to, again, just like what you were saying, what the intent of that video was. Because if you're trying to sell me as a drone pilot and say, hey, I'm a great drone pilot, you should hire me, I wouldn't hire you from that video. Like, I'd say you didn't have ND filters, your shutter speed was too high, and your exposure wasn't what it needed to be. But as an editor, I would be like, yeah, you can, maybe, like you cut at the right, you came in and out at the right points. But I don't know what I'm looking at here. It's like, okay, here's some wide shot, B-roll shots pushing past rocks and mountains. I don't know. What's the intent? That's for me. That's my biggest question about that video.
Yeah,
What was the
that is
intent of that
important.
video?
If the video doesn't tell you itself, then there's got to be some sort of people crave context in anything.
Yeah.
If I mean, if you just showed a child's toy, a top spinning all by itself, then But if somewhere in there you told the story of how this was, let me get some sad music.
I knew you were about to do something. I knew you were about to do something. Like I saw your mind turn. Like
This was the final time this top was spun before little Billy went out in the street and was struck by a bus. Then that would have some context. Then it'd be like, well, that's sad, right? Right?
struck by a bus.
I went too dark. I went dark. It got dark. Sorry. I mean, but anyway.
No, I got what you're coming from.
Okay.
I see you.
So I think maybe this isn't the most efficient way to do it. I'm looking to see. Check this out, Ken and Brennon from Mappers 2. Now their email doesn't match and I have a whole bunch here. It doesn't match their username. So if I skip you, please put your username in the future. Put your username in the subject line, so that I know that your super chat matches your Thomas. Give me a bowl of sprinkles. Thomas Bumbach Jr. Well, let's just go to Caroline. Caroline Tyler? Okay, I see she super chatted. Okay.
Yeah, she did.
Hi, Ken. After your constructive criticism last week, I worked on my intro and spruced up my channel. What do you think? Yeah, all right. Let's copy this.
See what we got.
And go over here. And then like that. So far
Those sounded like sound effects, not words.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
right over here. That's what they say in South Carolina. Right over here. I say. What is that? What is that? Bugs Bunny, the big chicken.
Longhorn Leghorn.
Yeah, him. Wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably who I was channeling. Anyway. Yeah. So over to Caroline.
I'm not that young. I know some stuff.
I know, you get it, man. Thank God for Nick at Night.
Hey, that was on prime time.
Oh, okay. Okay, youngin. All right. So, the title, from a YouTuber standpoint, the title of this video is CTRC6 Second Intro Plus Glitching.
Not a good title.
No, it's not grabby unless the CTRC6 Club wants to see it. Now your YouTube channel has 51 subscribers, but yeah, you want something grabby, like, I don't know. Well, just watch the video and see what we could call it. Oh, effects. Okay.
Oh, that's the intro. Do it again.
That was just the intro. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's pretty good for an intro.
It's fine. I don't understand the last shot, but other than that, it's fine.
It's short.
I see you landing behind a person that I don't know who it is.
I think that was Caroline, probably.
No, I assume it was Caroline. My point, but it's like, I'd like to see you turned around. That's only my biggest note is like you should turn around. But that's just
again, if it's your goal to get lots of views and people interested in your channel, people tend to invest in you as a creator, not just your creations. And I know my chair squeaks. I have to take care of that. Wait, isn't that annoying? Now it's the only thing you'll hear.
I honestly assumed it was like your hip or something.
Yeah, well, it's that new hip that I got. I'm not that old, Brennan.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm sorry,
Stop
Captain
it.
Gray Man.
Oh yeah. Well, that's true. I mean, look at I colored my hair correctly in there, didn't I?
You did. Oh, we got some more super chats.
Oh, what do we get? Oh, Drone Anonymous with a 1 pounder. Pound it. And Jennifer Lee with a $2 super chat. Please deconstruct my fiance's video. Jennifer Lee. Okay.
I said that, and there's a Josh Harris after that.
Oh.
He said,
Okay.
send in my clip. Email is beardeddad88.
Okay. thanks, man, for that. But I see Jennifer Lee in the email, so that I can connect the email to the super chat. Thank you. Now again, super chats aren't necessary for us to go over your video. It's just, you know, I mean, you get you the front line. Certainly.
Yeah, I know, right? You get some attention. Though.
Yeah, no, I mean,
some attention.
Wouldn't you? Right? Okay. So Jennifer Lee, let's see. We got her link here. She wants us to deconstruct her video. So over here, we will go and do that. All right.
Philip Koshat with a $10 super chat. I see you, bro.
Hey, it's Philip Koshat.
Oh wow.
You're not familiar with Mr. Koshat, are you?
No, I'm not.
We had this whole thing where I imagined that his name implied that you were in the restroom with another person.
That does make a lot of sense.
And so we have this.
I'm mad that it does, though. I'm mad that I'm playing with you. I'm not. I don't like to agree with you on these types of matters, but that one was good. That one's good.
I started teasing him about his name before I even chatted with him, and in an email, he made it clear that he doesn't mind that his name is Philip Koshat. Anyway, so thank you for that. Thank you for that, Mr. Koshat.
I apologize for Ken Koshat. I apologize.
All right, so let's go over here. This is Mavic Mini, Lakewood Park, Florida, on Square Birdie Productions. Let's see what we got.
Mavic Mini, Lakewood Park.
Chris here, favorite YouTuber with funny Russian accent. Today we have something very special for you. Going to take you on a tour, one of my favorite places in this area. It is Lakewood Regional Park in the Vero Beach area in Florida. They have baseball fields, they have football fields, they have hiking trails, lakes. As you can see, even a swimming pool, a little green this time of year and overflowing. The swimming pool is closed, they don't seem to maintain it. So anyway, without further ado, please join me on this journey. And remember, if you enjoy, give me the thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you.
Okay.
I do like his accent. I'm not going to lie. He was right. He was right. Your favorite accent. I like his accent.
But it's a fake one, he said.
It doesn't matter. I still like it.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Okay, it's 1080 here. It was good that you showed us a map at the beginning. That's a good technique. Seems
I love that.
Going along with the music. That's really good.
I just love the reflection shot right there. He realized the reflection of the clouds and was like, let me play with it. That looked really nice.
Yeah. And this video is a little over 2 minutes long, so it's not that long. The old bridge to nowhere. Can you do any fake accents, Brennan?
Honestly, no. That's actually one of my anti-talents is that what you hear right now as my voice is all you're going to get. Every time I try to do any form of accent, I just sound Haitian and like not Haitian. In the sense of like, it sounds like I'm trying to sound Haitian, but I don't sound Haitian and I just sound like an idiot trying to sound Haitian.
I'm going to back this up right here. And I'm going to, with this, I might just have a little fun and I should make it bigger and flip it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And because upside down, it would, because the water's so still, and then you could like spin it or reveal it somehow. But I thought that was that's a great
I
cool
definitely
shot.
would. That's what I was saying. That reflection is crazy. That's my favorite part of this whole video. I shot of the accent.
I have a video that's scheduled for tomorrow of a similar clouds reflecting on a river. It's funny. That's a neat.
I want time.
Look.
That's a good shot. That's a good shot.
Yeah. Now that's something that would look good, that looks really good with a little bit of an orbit.
All right. Random advice.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you put a bookend on it.
Yeah. Thoughts?
I mean, for me, I still want context because he's just like, here's this park, and so again, I'm going to be the most critical person. I'm just going to keep out. I'm just going to always be the one.
No, that's
Why do
fine.
I care about this park?
You tell it like it is, Simon Cowell.
Well, the truth is why do I care about this park? It just looks like a park. Like there's a lake,
Right.
there's a bridge, there's things. Unless I'm a local in the area that you live in and have never been to the park that we probably all know about because it is so big and it looks like there are so many things here. Why do I care? Why do like those soccer shots of the soccer fields? am I selling this? Is this part of tourism video? Is this part of like, they want to get more people to come to the park in that community? What is it? Or you just want to, is this the only area that you feel good about flying in the area you live in? You're like, this is the most interesting place that I can fly. So I want to make a video of the most interesting place. Either way, give me that intent up front instead of saying, here's this park. I'm fine.
He did make a hodgepodge of random shots, it seemed like.
Yeah.
It's a great way to practice your technique.
I agree.
But you're right. It does need some context. If, again, your intent is to share it with the world for a particular reason. Let's see here. I don't want to... thank you, moderators. I don't know what's going on, but it looks like some comments have been deleted. Is somebody being naughty?
A lot of comments have been deleted.
Yeah. Oh, I missed a bunch here. Did I miss Josh Harris Vlogs? Sent my clip. Email is okay. So we got $2 super chat. Thank you. Let's look for him. Josh Harris Vlogs and
Bearded Dad. That's what I was saying earlier.
Okay. Josh Harris.
Email is beardeddad88.
I'm not seeing it. I wish just put your username in the subject, because I can't open each one of these videos. I'm just looking. Okay, so KMG drones, I got that one.
You're welcome, Jennifer.
Okay, set my clip in. If you would just, it doesn't matter. Bearded Josh Harris Vlogs. If you put that in your subject, then I'll see it, because I don't see bearded anything in there. Just send it again.
Jason Lano just sent a super chat. Said he emailed video first attempt at music editing.
Oh, he did. Okay. Let's and KMG, we'll get to you next. But I got Jason Lano. Let's see what he's got to offer. All right. So rural Wisconsin. And I think this is the thumbnail.
Oh, that's a thumbnail.
Yeah, well,
wow.
when you load it in, when you load in the thing, YouTube will open it up on the thumbnail. So that is the thumbnail.
Okay, thumbnail with the YouTube thing in it.
Yeah, well, I'll play it. So this is 3 minutes long. I imagine it's going to be a lot of fields and stuff. Is it?
It is rural Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell from the cloud cover that it's going to be flat light, which is not ideal.
Not at all.
There's no distinct shadows on the ground there. Right?
Yep. You want shadows. Normally long shadows. That's why you shoot in the morning or at night if you can. Or not at night, in the evening. Like sunrise, sunset. Let me rephrase that. Sunrise and sunset have the longest shadows. They look the best.
Right. And the golden hour might especially be good with the reds of the barn. It'll make those pop. But it looks like it's kind of hazy. I don't know if that's the...
Yes. It seems like a poor time of... I'd say the biggest note thus far is you film this at a really bad time to film it. In the sense of like, it's gray skies. It looks like it rained recently. It's just not like, it's not as attractive as you want. It looks like your horizon might be off in that shot.
I'm liking the... here, you want to explain the rule of thirds really quick while we're looking at this?
Well, the rule of thirds is that you normally split up your frame into thirds. So like you normally have like sky a third, your main subject a third, and then like something below it as a third, in the sense of like the way that you space it. And it works for me. Let's put it this way. I'm not an expert of the rule of thirds. I just know that if you want to show something, using a third of the screen to show it and a third of the screen on either side to be able to encapsulate it makes it just makes it just really pleasing to the eye.
I like that shot rising out of the trees.
Yeah, I was just about to say right there. I was about to say, like that shot right there.
Yeah, to reveal the field.
The shot right after it was not. You only had, maybe that was like a rule of eighths, because you had just a sliver of sky on the top. That was a good shot. I like that shot.
The one thing I would say with all of this is to get closer.
Yes.
To stuff, more detail. I mean, this is great, but intersperse it with another shot of the same thing, only closer, so you can edit closer and then back out to something else maybe.
Just for the record, though, it is oddly satisfying to see fields get plowed.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's just like, especially from directly above, kind of like shots like this.
Yeah.
Not like this. This is a decent shot or whatever, but like when you have a shot from above where you see the land literally being turned from what looking one way to another, like this. If you were directly above this shot right here,
Yeah.
I could watch that for a while. Just because it's just oddly satisfying to see that happen, at least to me.
It really is.
Yeah.
Let me just point something else out for everybody here. Like this shot coming up. That is way too fast. You can mix it up. Slow down your orbits. Your orbits don't need to make people dizzy. But anyway, you didn't come here to have your stuff sugar coated. I hope.
No, not at all.
We're trying to help. Hopefully, this is helpful and not making you feel bad, because that's not the intention here. So, the Jason Lano, thank you so much for that. KMG drones. Let's see if I can. KMG drones. Getting a lot of email, so that's good. Let's see. So we only have about. What time do you have to head out?
I would say anytime before. I was about to say 11, but it's 10:30 a.m. my time. So probably I got another. Let's call it 15-20 minutes to play.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah, that's good. And again,
All
if you guys like this, we'll do this again. Maybe not every Monday, but on a Monday, like every other Monday, or whenever I have an expert along with me. There's the expert right there. You're the expert,
that's
Brennon.
me?
Yeah. That's you. Yeah. I only have so KMG Drones Mike says I only have 3 videos up on my channel besides the one I made after winning the Mavic Mini. Oh yeah, that's right.
Hey.
He won the Mavic Mini for his daughter, I think. Do you mind checking one out? Okay, I'd prefer that you send a link to the actual video, but I'll click on your channel here and see if I can pick one. I'll just pick the latest one. How about that? And see, this is why I need the link, because I have to click through everything. And we're wasting people's time. Precious time. All right. All right. So here we go. This is Elvira. Boom, bop, boom, mow, mow. You don't know that song, do you?
I do not.
From the Oak
I was
Ridge
thinking
Boys?
Elmira from Tiny Toons.
Elvira, boom. Okay, never mind. It's an old song.
Nope. I got nothing for you.
There's 50-year-old out there that got it. Anyway, here's the video from KMG Drones. Water tower with the name of the town on it. It's a good way to establish where you are. So that's good. He didn't spin around the water tower 20 times, which is tempting to do. Again, it's hard to edit out footage, like Brennan was saying. But you got to do it. This is 2.5 minutes long. Hopefully there's some handheld footage along with this.
I'm gonna say there's not. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say I bet you there's not.
I bet there's not. Now, another thing that you can do with the drone, you can use it. You can set it down. You can start it. You can use it as a handheld, as a gimbaled camera. You don't have to fly it the whole time. If that's the only camera you have.
ND filter.
Oh, here? Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely need an ND filter.
Could use a little narration or some kind of explanation. I mean, I know we're in the town of Elvira.
Elvira.
I think it's I think he told me how to pronounce it once. It's like
Elvira.
Yeah.
Elvira.
Elvira. Anyway.
It could be Elvira.
Could be. Anything other than what I've been saying.
That E hasn't seen better days.
Yeah.
Huh?
Look at that. That's an interesting shot. Good way to explain the town. I'm just gonna
cut out a couple seconds earlier on that because of that last little jerk you did.
Yeah.
Same thing here. Is the adjustments and all that kind of stuff takes away from your production value.
It does. And then
doing statue time. Okay.
Yeah, and then I fast forward a little bit. This could have been in the beginning to set some context.
Yes, that would have helped a lot.
Yeah.
I'd say ND filter, getting in and out of the best parts of your shots without seeing the adjustments, probably cutting out some of the shots because I think that video was a little bit longer than it needed to be, which seems to be our general quote to everybody. And what else? In some kind of, again, context and narration. Like, talk to us. Like, we can watch this stuff. We can watch and listen at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we are fully capable as human beings to watch one thing and listen to another at the same time.
Yeah.
So I think if there was any kind of context, like explaining what we're looking at, like, yo, this is the sign that was made in 1855 by the croppers that did this thing that came over here, and it was really cool. They planted the seeds and it just said Orira.
Right, yeah.
And we were like, oh my God, that's the name of the town, you know?
Put your own spin on it. And you know, everybody watches television, but not everybody watches television and takes notes. They don't watch television for the production. They only watch it for the... Next time you watch a TV or a documentary of any sort, just kind of check out their techniques. One of the techniques that some people may not even notice is, and there could be a name for it, Brendan, maybe you know what it is. It's when you're... Is he frozen? Is he frozen?
I'm here.
Okay. It's when you're going from one scene to the next scene, and the audio from the upcoming scene starts in the last few seconds of the previous scene. What is that technique called? I don't know what it is, but I've implemented it a few times in my videos, and it does a great job of kind of ushering people along into the next thing.
You know, I don't know the name of it, but I love doing that too. It's just like, I actually was just working on a project. That's what I actually had the editor just now do yesterday. It's like, hey man, like, let's just start the audio from what's about to happen next while we're in this B-roll from the last thing that happened, because it's just like, wait, what is that? It makes you, it draws you back in. It's like a hook. And you're just like, what is, and then it's like, oh, there it is. My question is answered. I had a question that you presented to me and answered it immediately, and I'm entertained. I'm in here. I'm here for it. I love it.
Right, because the whole idea with any kind of video production is you want to, you're hopefully bringing people to the end of it. You don't want, in the YouTube world especially, you don't want people to tune out. So you want to bring them along as you possibly can.
Exactly.
So Williams Aerial Media. If I didn't thank you, I thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey Ken, would love some criticism on my video I sent you in the email. Thanks, Ken and B. All right, Williams Aerial.
You're welcome,
Media.
William.
Williams Aerial Media.
Wait, did William? Oh wait, no.
I don't see it. I don't see it. Please put your username in the subject. Williams Aerial Media. I'm looking. I don't see it. If I don't get to it this time, I'll get to it next time. Anybody else?
Sir Ken.
Anybody else?
I'm laughing.
Drone on. Brian Newsom. Email.
Thank you, 400 AGL.
400 AGL? What do you do?
Yeah. Well, he's just giving instructions to everybody. Like, yo, like
oh,
this
okay.
is how you send it.
Awesome. Thank you. So drone on with a $2 super chat. Thanks. Brian Newsom email. All right. Let's see. Here and now. Here's Brennan with the joke.
He's wild with what now? I did what? A joke? All right, cool. I got a joke.
Oh, do you?
Joke.
Okay. All right. What do you got?
If you haven't seen any of Eddie Murphy's stand-up, this is a joke he says that you can tell anytime you're going to a party and somebody tells you to put you on a spot and tell a joke. So this isn't my joke, but it's a good joke. Y'all steal it. Use it anytime anybody's like, tell me a joke. All right?
Uh-huh.
Once upon a time, long ago, there was a bear and a rabbit in the woods taking a poo. And while they're taking a poo, the bear looks over at the rabbit and says, "Hey, Mr. Rabbit, do you ever have a problem with poo sticking to your fur?" Rabbit thinks about it. He looks up at the bear and is just like, no, I don't have a problem with that. So the bear grabs the rabbit and wipes his butt with him.
Okay, that's awesome. I kind of saw that one coming. I think I found Williams. Yeah, I think I found it. Anyway, I'm going to play it. If it's yours, it's a Visit Tybee Island. And again, please send the link and not your entire channel, because then I gotta go through and click on everything and we're wasting time. Brennan's gotta leave. And
let's do one more. I want one more. Give me one more.
Yeah. All right. I guess this will be the last one.
Yeah, Brennan, shut up.
Yeah, we had to kill some time with a joke.
Brennan, what do you think I'm doing? What do you think I'm doing?
That's what I'm doing, man. All right. Here, this will be the last one. Here we go. All right, so this is Williams Aerial Media. Okay. So that's a good.
So now, first of all,
yeah,
context right there. It tells you the year. It tells you why we're here. I'm already a fan of the context because it's like this is to encourage you to visit this island. Let's go. I'm in. I'm all the way in.
And that is a good thumbnail.
It is a great thumbnail.
Maybe I would say use some of the sky real estate for the text next time, only because the island stuff is a bit busy.
Yep.
And you want to
get a wider shot. Come back further. Give us more sky.
Yes.
Use the sky, like Ken says.
Yeah, because you want to be able to see thumbnails on a teeny tiny phone. That's the only advice I give there. And use different color. If you have to do that, use like a yellow or something that's going to contrast with the background. Anyway, so here we go. Oh, all right.
Okay, this is great.
This is good, but I can tell you that you've just given people an opportunity to go click and away. You want to start off with something right away. If it's one thing I've learned as a YouTuber, that yes, this should be a transition. It should be sped up by about 50% faster.
Yep.
But that's great. And if you want stuff like this, you can go to Fiverr and have somebody create a little transition for you.
Yep.
You give some kid in another country $5 and they'll do this for you. So
yeah, you're 100% right. I agree.
Let's move on here with this. So this video is about 3.5 minutes long.
So the same note from earlier with the adjustments, always make them smooth if you can. Are those dolphins next to the fishing boat? They are.
Yeah. I would have started with an entire island shot to set the scene.
Agreed. I actually like that transition.
Mm-hmm.
I always love those kind of transitions.
Let me just take a moment here. When you're doing stuff like this, and I don't know if you'd agree, but it doesn't always have to be dead in the center.
No, I agree.
You want to... do you remember that TV show? I forget what it was called, but and some TV shows use this technique where they'll have somebody down here like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be facing this way, and then the other person will take up the opposite, and they're talking to each other, and they go back and forth, but it's got all this stuff up here. It's a weird little trope that certain TV shows do. I don't know why, but because it tends to draw your eye down to that corner.
Yeah, it's frame composition. Like it's things like it takes where your eye goes. But what I'm laughing at, I'm sorry, I just thoroughly enjoying seeing you struggle out of your chair.
Oh well, I'm old. Yeah, I mean, I have
you've broken your back before and all.
I have my walker off frame. I don't have a walker, but but yes, it doesn't. Your lighthouses, your towers, your things. It don't always have to be dead center. And it's a little more difficult to do an orbit and keep something in another part of the frame.
I agree with that. Hey, they didn't stay on it forever. Hey, the ship's coming together. That's funny.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I like that shot.
There's a lot of color.
Sunset Dolphin Tours. Okay, we have context.
Yeah.
So there are dolphins. I wasn't lying. I saw dolphins. I like the text. I think that's a picture. That's weird. It's moving kind of quick for me. I don't understand why these are pictures and not drone shots, to be honest. This is funny. It's like the opposite. It's like I feel like this is moving too fast. What do you think, Ken?
Yeah, the panning is well. Let me just pause this for a second, and you can tell it's shot at 30 frames.
Yeah.
Now Chris Rollins, who did the show last week, he and I will always disagree at frame rate. He's a 24 frames per second guy for like pretty much everything. What are your feelings on that? I shoot at 60 just because I like the way it looks. I don't know.
I shoot at 24.
For you?
I shoot at 24. I mean,
do you?
Like it depends on what you're doing with it. Like I shoot at different frame rates for different things.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the times I'm shooting for internet videos, and I personally think 24 frames looks the best. If I'm shooting for network television, I shoot at 30 frames. Or if I'm shooting for overseas content, I shoot at 30 frames. And if I I only shoot at 60 frames if I'm doing something that I feel like should be in slow-mo anyway. Like, even though it's not the slowest slow-mo.
If
that's the only time I do it.
You can shoot stuff at 60 frames and half the speed, and it would still look fine.
Yeah, it would look fine. Yeah.
But
it looked like 30 frames. But,
if you're going to be moving around a lot, unless that's the effect that you're going for, and you can do 24 frames a second for some action shots, that's like, isn't that the frame rate that they use for sports to make it look kind of, you know? But anyway, that's I'm a 60
most
frames
of the stuff
guy.
we watch. No, most of the things you watch when you're watching TV or even internet videos is 24 or 30 frames. Almost everything is. Just for the record.
Okay.
I like how you're just looking at me like you're supposed to agree with me.
No.
Hey, Chris on there.
No, I'm saying like you can see the 30 frames jitteriness of some of these sweeps.
Yeah, these pans are a bit fast, a lot of bit fast actually. Like holy crap fast. Like you got to slow these pans down. But the thing is, you got good framing.
And
showing us stuff.
It looks like he actually sped that up. You can see the wind blowing the. He did speed this up in post.
Well, I think the idea here was that I want this video to be shorter, but I want to get more stuff in. And I think that's not what you should be aiming for. It should be more so like I want this video to feel good. I don't necessarily need it to necessarily be shorter, you know. But okay, I'm curious now. We're just past halfway through the video, and that looks like the end of it. I thought that was the end of it.
It did look like the end of it.
That should have been the end of it.
or the beginning.
Or the beginning, yeah.
But I understand he wants to pack a whole bunch of stuff in here. If this is a promotional video for this place,
it is.
He
fell.
It's about a minute and a half too long.
I'd agree. That shot of the guy falling off of it, I would cut the shot away as soon as he jumps.
So use a little slow motion there with the kid. There's a few corrections in that you could have shot again.
Yeah, I agree. See, I don't like the mixture of pictures and videos. I'm not a fan of it.
I agree.
And I think you're trying to do too much here. Like, I think you could take a lot of those panning shots out of this. In the sense of like, look, we see a couple storefronts that look nice and we're good to go. Unless you have clients that are like, no, we need to see every single one of these storefronts. For somebody who's never been there before, those storefronts mean nothing to me. You know, it's just like, okay, cool, nice colored storefronts that you panned really, really quickly on, so I couldn't read them even if I wanted to. So I would say you could just like have one or two of those shots, have a bunch of the wide drone shots, have a couple shots of the beach, have a couple shots of the historical stuff, and you got yourself a video. You know, and it's like maybe half the length of that.
Yeah, and I want to thank everybody for because we got to wrap this up. Brennon's he's a mover and a shaker. We can't slow him down. But I appreciate everybody supporting the channel and this little experiment that we're doing. This
is fun, Ken. I like this.
You do? Do you think it's helpful? I was worried about trying this and then having people get their feelings hurt. But if you truly want to grow and you know, and I'm not saying like I'm doing this from a YouTuber standpoint. Brennon is from a filmmaker. That's why I have him here, because if you just asked me advice, I would tell you about thumbnails and crap all day.
Your advice is great though. No, I mean, honestly, Ken, like I appreciate where you're coming from an empathetic standpoint, but I really do believe that what you're doing here is a really powerful service, and I think that if somebody's going to submit something for criticism, then they need to be prepared to be criticized. You shouldn't worry about their feelings because like you asked for this, and especially now that people have already seen how we talk about the videos, you should already know what's coming. Now, yeah, in the beginning, yeah, maybe some people might get spilled soup. Feeling a little bad about it, but like now that you've seen it, especially when I'm gonna be on it, like I'm gonna bring you the truth. Yeah, and that should be what's expected. And I think it's helpful if you like, because otherwise, how else are they gonna hear this outside of angry YouTube comments that they might not get?
That's true. That is very true, and especially now that we all have a little bit extra time to hang out and edit all this video that we've piled up over the past couple of years. This is hopefully helpful to people, and if you want to have yours constructively criticized, go ahead and send your link along with your username in the subject line to constructivecriticism@gmail.com. Brennon, not to put you on the spot, can you come back next week or another Monday down the line?
100%, definitely. I'll come back as often as you want me to do this. This is really fun.
Awesome. And now for my outro music.
So, yo, guys, you got to have the intro and outro. We said it.
I'll go back and I'll read all of the comments and everything.
I'm reading them right now. These people are awesome, man.
Oh, good. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you, Brennan, for being on. You go change the world, my friend. Thank you, sir.
I will, brother. Thank
All right.
you. I'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right. And...
Bye.